Hi, and welcome back to a short break for today. To begin with, I'm going to talk a little bit about the practice of patience. Often when we do physical activities, especially when they are new and unfamiliar to our body, it's easy to become impatient with our bodies. Why isn't my body doing what I want it to do? The same can happen too, of course, as we learn new skills. Patience is, I have to confess, is not one of my virtues. And it's also a spiritual practice, in that when we do practice patience, it helps us to access and be our best selves. It can help us to connect with the source of all being, that is a peace that passes understanding. That's a phrase that I carry with me when I want to practice patience. Today, part of what we'll be doing is balance. And balance is one of those places that I can be very impatient with myself and my body. I don't have a good sense of balance. And when I'm not patient, then I have an even more difficult time in holding my balance. Today's activity requires balance, and as you probably have already figured out, all of these activities require balance, strength, and as well as flexibility, or inviting that into you. So what I invite you to do is find a place where you can stand and are accessible to a place where you can catch yourself if you begin to fall off balance. Today we are going to work on our joints and loosening them up. So find a place where you can stand on one foot. You might want to take off your socks if you have particularly slippery floors, and stand on one foot, nice and tall. Drop your hip down and then extend your leg out, and then just draw circles. You can put your hands on your hips, draw 7 or 8 circles going in one direction, and you'll notice how your balance is. Every day our balance can be quite different. And then 7 circles in the other direction. Then you bend your knee and draw circles from your knee. Try to keep your knee stationary and draw circles in one direction, 7 or 8 or 10, and then stop and go in the other direction. And it helps if you're having difficulty like I am with your balance today, to stand as tall as you can, as if you are a marionette. Now we're going to do our ankles, and just rotate your ankle in one direction and then in the other. So it helps to imagine standing tall, but it also helps to steady your breathing. If you're breathing rapidly and shallowly, that can make it more difficult to stand or keep your balance. Put your leg down, relax your hips, and then extend your arms out. And we'll begin with small circles, moving forwards, and then bigger and bigger until you've done 7 or 8 or 10 circles with your shoulders. Trying to keep your shoulders down, and then reverse the direction, and you can make the circles smaller and smaller and smaller. And then bend your elbows, and again, rotate, trying to keep your elbows stationary. And rotate 7 or 8 or 10 circles in one direction and then the other direction. And pay attention to your breathing, because our breath is what joins our bodies, our minds, and our spirits together, brings them together. Our wandering minds can get distracted easily by thoughts, but this, your breath, helps to focus your mind on what's going on in your body. Are there places that are more sore? You know, sometimes when we're on the keyboard all day, our wrists really can tense up. And then we shake it out. And now we'll do the other leg. So put your weight on the other side, lift your leg up and extend it out and rotate in one direction. Oops. Yes, today my balance is not good. I find it difficult to talk and balance at the same time. So you can just hold yourself and slowly challenge yourself to balance more. It's interesting to notice how your balance will change from day to day. And if you're very distracted, chances are it'll be even more difficult to keep your balance, which is part of the reason why in yoga there is a lot of balance, because it does require us to pay attention to what's going on in our body and how we're using our bodies. And then now rotate your ankle in one direction and the other direction. And then place your foot down, release your hips. And now we're going to work a little bit more on just releasing our shoulders. So you can put your fingers in that place in your shoulders, where your shoulders and arms come together, and just do circles in front with your bent arms. And just notice as you're standing here doing these circles, how does that feel? Are there tender spots in that joint? And then finally and gently, we're going to drop your head down, your chin to your chest, and slowly draw your chin across to your right shoulder and up, and slow circle. And again, pay attention. Are there any particular muscles that feel sore as you use them and draw a circle with your chin? I think of it as drawing a circle with my chin 3 times in one direction, and then in the other direction. The other thing you can do while you're doing these circles with your neck is to use your eyes. And as you're drawing circles with your chin, you're looking up with your eyes as far as they go, over to the left as far as they go, down. It's amazing how little some days we use the muscles in our eyes. You can imagine going, looking at 1 o'clock and then 7 with both eyes, 11 o'clock and then 5 with both eyes, 3 and then 9 without moving your head, 12 and then 6 and 2 and 8 and 10 and 4. And then we've stretched out our eye muscles as well. Thank you for joining me for this brief break. And once again, here's another set of activities to add to the things you do when you get up and take a break during the day. Thank you for joining me, and have a good day.